Sagittarius. This week makes it impossible to keep running entirely on momentum. The Sun in Gemini continues moving through your relationship zone, putting focus directly on partnerships, emotional agreements, communication, and unresolved tension between your freedom and your commitments. But Mercury in Cancer pulls everything deeper. Surface-level conversations are no longer enough now. Someone wants emotional honesty, not clever deflection. Early in the week, unexpected messages, changing plans, or emotional misunderstandings may create frustration quickly. You may feel overwhelmed by emotional expectations you did not fully anticipate. And Sagittarius, your first instinct may be escape, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Slow down before you disappear from the conversation entirely. Venus in Leo brings warmth, inspiration, attraction, creativity, and the desire for expansion. Midweek feels brighter. A romantic interaction, creative breakthrough, travel idea, or emotional reconnection may remind you how alive you feel when hope returns. This energy can be genuinely healing. But by June 17th, Venus opposes Pluto, and emotional depth replaces emotional ease. A conversation may reveal hidden resentment, power struggles, jealousy, or emotional imbalance. Someone may call out inconsistency you hoped would go unnoticed. Or you may realize you have been trying to keep your options open because committing emotionally feels riskier than staying undefined. But undefined situations still create consequences. Mars in Taurus is also increasing pressure around work, routines, health, and exhaustion. Your body may be signaling burnout before your mind fully admits it. Constant movement is not the same thing as emotional progress. Near the end of the week, a quieter understanding begins forming. You may recognize that emotional freedom does not come from avoiding attachment. It comes from choosing connections that allow you to remain fully yourself inside them. This week, Sagittarius, stop treating vulnerability like a trap. The right connection will not cage your spirit. It will give it somewhere honest to land.
Sagittarius. Your tarot card is the Page of Cups. An emotional message, realization, invitation, or vulnerable conversation may arrive unexpectedly this week. The Page of Cups asks you to stay emotionally curious instead of emotionally defensive. Something genuine is trying to reach you, but it may appear in a softer form than you normally expect. Not every meaningful emotional moment arrives loudly. Some arrive gently enough that you almost miss them.
Sagittarius, you get hexagram 62, Thunder over Mountain, small exceeding. This hexagram advises restraint, precision, and attention to smaller details. Large leaps or impulsive reactions may create unnecessary complications this week. Small adjustments matter more now than dramatic action. Emotional wisdom comes through slowing down enough to notice what you normally rush past. Careful movement now prevents larger instability later.
Sagittarius, your rune is Perthro. Perthro is the rune of mystery, hidden knowledge, fate, and unfolding revelation. Something unseen is still developing beneath the surface. You do not yet possess the full picture, and this rune advises against rushing conclusions prematurely. Trust timing this week. Certain answers arrive only after emotional readiness catches up with reality.
This week exposed truths that were already there. The mask slipped. The tension surfaced. The emotional imbalance finally became too obvious to ignore. Good, because transformation only begins once denial loses its grip. Leave a comment telling me what this week forced you to confront, because your story may help someone else recognize their own turning point too. And watch your rising sign reading. That is often where the deeper psychological shift reveals itself most clearly. If you are ready to keep moving forward instead of backward into old patterns, subscribe, like the video, and turn on the bell for next week's forecast.